They called it classified, we call it history. This is Crescent-Vault, secrets beneath the crescent.
The role of intelligence in the 1965 war. First person, Asif narration, suspense and intrigue. Have you ever wondered that war is not fought only on the battlefield? The explosions of tanks, the roar of fighter jets, the cries of soldiers, that is the part of war the world can see. But the real war happens somewhere else. In places where no bullets are fired, where no uniform is visible, where only one thing moves: silent intelligence and hidden decisions. My name is Asif, and today I'm going to tell you a story from the 1965 war. A story you may have never heard before. Sometime before 1965, the intelligence networks of both Pakistan and India were wide awake. Eyes were everywhere. Ears were listening to every movement. Every whisper was being measured. Every shadow was being watched. But the problem was that some things, some dangers, some outcomes were not understood in time. And that was the moment when the story began to turn. In Kashmir, a plan was set into motion, a mission, one that history would come to know as Operation Gibraltar. It was a quiet step, a fragile hope that perhaps the situation would remain under control. But slowly, that silence began to transform into a storm. The reaction was anticipated, but perhaps the full picture was never truly seen. And then it happened, what no one expected. The situation did not remain limited, and the war ignited. When the war began, the true test was intelligence. Now the question was no longer, where is the enemy? The question was, what will the enemy do next? From which direction will the strike come? Where is the fire hiding behind the silence? The agencies were working. Information was being gathered. Reports were being sent. But one truth became clear. This effort was not as organized, not as complete as it needed to be. In some places, there was delay. In some places, judgment weakened. And in some places, communication failed to become the strength that war demands. These are the moments that change the direction of history. But the story does not end here, because despite the difficulties, Pakistan's institutions were not entirely defeated. Critical warnings arrived in time, enemy moves were detected, and on certain fronts, success was built upon those very insights. Resources were limited, but resolve was not. This chapter is not only about weakness, it is about capability. It reveals that strength existed, but so did flaws, and the war exposed them both. In the end, one truth became undeniable. The war of 1965 taught us that wars are not won by weapons alone. Wars are won by information. They are won by analysis. They are won by decisions made in time. And because of that, after the war, Pakistan's intelligence system began to change. Reform became necessary, and the urgency to strengthen these unseen institutions grew stronger than ever. And in the end, one question remains. If intelligence is what truly wins wars, then the wars of tomorrow, who will hold the invisible power?